Welcome in, my beautiful souls, to another daily read for Thursday. I hope you're doing absolutely amazing out there. Of course, keep in mind it is a general reading, so just take what resonates and leave the rest behind. But I don't know if you watched the recent daily read I did where I was showing off and speaking upon this sparkling crystal that my manager at my serving job gifted me. And I loved all the guesses in the comment section, although nobody hit the nail on the head. Is that the saying, the phrase? Anyways, but one of my amazing followers, subscribers, mentioned in the comment section to utilize Google. I forget, exactly what this tool is called, but you basically scan whatever it ends up being. In this case, it was the crystal, and it basically tells you what it is and immediately shifts over to a Google search for it. So I did just that, and it was a very useful tool. And I've never heard of this crystal in my life. It's called vanadinite. And when I was looking this up and trying to perfect the pronunciation of it, Spirit was saying, say that 3 times, or at least try to, because it is a bit of a tongue twister. Anyways, but I was so astounded to discover and read into the properties that this specific crystal holds. The list starts with grounding, focus and concentration, willpower and manifestation, energy flow, emotional balance, as well as creativity and inspiration. I mean, absolutely amazing. Who couldn't utilize at least some, if not all, of those amazing benefits and properties? And so I really have been thinking back to it, and I really feel within that this was a guided purchase on my manager's end. All right. But yeah, so thanks for listening to that. I was happy to discover how beneficial this specific crystal is going to be for me. But let's move on to the cards to dive into Thursday. What do we have for Thursday? I feel like you were doing a bit of reflecting, thinking back to what has been working for you, what has not been working for you, and maybe a bit of both, depending on what aspect of your life, your path you're reflecting upon. And I want to say that you're as well finding a focus on the want, the desire, even the need for things to happen and be created, accomplished smoother, easier. But they're saying if we compare it to further back, right, a different chapter even, or multiple chapters, right, a different time in your life, things are getting done and happening smoother, easier in comparison. So don't fret, all right? Trust in the fact that when you're meant to get something done, you will. When things are meant to transition and shift for you, they will, all right? But I also feel like you're thinking about other people's energy, new beginnings and wisdom. They're wanting you to think about one specific new beginning, and you don't need to know which one it is right now. It'll just pop up in your mind, your awareness. Something may remind you of this new beginning from the past. Why did you choose that? Why did it feel inevitable for some? Why did it end up working for you for a significant period of time? And I feel there's going to be a reminder of the wisdom that this new beginning not only was needing the utilization of which from the past, but also what did it teach you? What did you gain from this new beginning, from the situation? And I feel this is really going to help you in the upcoming weeks and even throughout this day, of course. But they're wanting you to, in a very wise way, imagine, idealize is what I just heard. Think about a perfect new beginning for yourself, and then allow for your choices to stem from that. You know what I mean? Because if you're, say, choosing a negative habit, for example, in one way, shape, or form, and you need to ask yourself, is that supporting this new beginning that you really do desire, need even for some? Is it going to be the right choice for you? And this could be a minor choice, but remembering our choices do add up, small, medium, and large, right? And so support your bright, beautiful future, this new beginning that you deserve, that is meant to be, that's destined, and make different choices for some, or just they're just reminding you to make the right choices for yourself and your path. But taking risks and trust Yeah, they're saying that you have, at least at certain points, taken risks rewinding back. I know I have. It reminds me of all of these random but calculated and planned moves of residents that I've had that have left people shocked and even annoyed, disappointed in me. But, you have to remember that there's more spiritual presence within your world than you can remember in certain moments. And so therefore, I feel, even at a distance, being drawn to this reading, being very spiritually connected, their spirit's working to your advantage, helping you strategically plan to make sure that something goes the way it's meant to. I feel you also need to be, keeping your cool, all right? I sense that somebody might be hot-headed, have a bit of a temper at certain points, or maybe there's a focus on when you let something out, express something in a forceful way or an abrupt way in the recent past. So they're saying, please just take a deep breath, because I wouldn't be surprised if in the midst of Mercury retrograde, you're finding little things poking at you, right? Irritating you, annoying you. And I know I can definitely relate, but they're saying trust in your path a bit more. I know some of which will say in the comment section of a reading, or to someone else, or even to yourself, I do trust in the mystery in my path in general. But then if we dig a bit deeper in a very simplistic manner, there's at least part of you within that doesn't fully trust in the mystery, because you want to understand things better. You don't want things to end up like your past. You're wanting things to, again, happen smoothly and just easily fall into place. But a huge part of that is not creating blockage and difficulty for yourself, heaviness, by having this in the reversal, or at least partially. You know what I'm saying? And so this Thursday definitely reminds each and every one of us that, we're not perfect, right? And part of this growing process that feels continued for you is trusting not only yourself and your spiritual team more, but trusting the mystery of your path. Let's move on to some tarot. Look at this. I guarantee you at certain points, if not in general, for some select souls drawn to the reading, you haven't been the happiest version of yourself. Why is that? I feel there's something about, again, this Mercury retrograde slowing things down for you to the point of reassessing, but also highlighting where your impatience lies, highlighting where your annoyance lies, right? Where you're not feeling things are ideal. I don't want this situation to fall flat. Well, guess what? It's not going to. I do sense there's also a focus on immaturity, and I don't feel it's your immaturity. I feel it's somebody, if not a couple different people in your midst, or at least that lie within your recent past. Look at the inside of the Mystic Mondays box. Trust your intuition. I really feel like that's going to take a highlight, because again, we're going back to the trust card. And so I feel you are going to need to think about what you felt accurately in the past, if I could speak, but also what you are feeling accurately throughout this day, or maybe even an increasing or an expanding, a building off of past intuitive hits, or one in particular. Let's pull some tarot. I feel well spoken, but I feel disappointed, or just a little bit, again, annoyed. It just keeps coming up. Adding up the number 1 and 8, we have the number 9. Nines do talk about steps towards completion, getting the 9 of Swords, 9 of Wands, and those are the 2 of the negative ones. Basically talking about potential or current burnout, wounded warrior energies, stress factors of your life taking a highlight. We're keeping it completely real. But are you keeping it completely real with yourself? You know what I'm saying? It's this feeling of you overlooking certain mistakes, or overlooking certain levels of overdoing it, habitual routines, and giving in. And so Spirit's saying, let's break it down and be completely real with with ourselves, and therefore make adjustments moving forward to live a better, happier, healthier life. All right? To make sure that you don't get in your own way. To continue, the 5 of Wands, very interesting, as the kid was screaming in the background as I was about to hold this up. because I feel like there's a huge highlighting of noise factors, whether it's more so from the recent past and or within this energy period this Thursday. And I sense that you're, again, thinking about other people's energy for the better and for the worse, the good and the bad energy. And I feel you need to remember that you can't control that. You know what I mean? And I feel you do want to. I want that person to be more uplifting, less chaotic in energy, whatever the case ends up being. Anyways, but the Queen of Pentacles and the Princess of Swords, I feel you're going to be learning and remembering what leaves you in the most organic state, a sense of flow being within your energy, in regards to how you do this and that, how you navigate trust, but also what makes you feel more grounded, more so one with the earth. Because I feel in one, if not multiple ways, and I can again relate, you've been feeling, and even throughout this day, well, at certain points, if not in general, feel so high up in the clouds or disconnected, right? Outer body experiences taking place. And so regrounding at this time, coming back down to earth, is going to be essential for you. And you know how to do this. And there may be a new strategy gifted to you from spirit. But to get ready to wrap up this reading, they're saying life is not perfect and it's not meant to be. You'd be bored if it was. And I feel this will also highlight your need for more appreciation in regards to the imperfections, right? We may remind you of how difficult or not so ideal your past was, right? And this will then, I feel, transition you into a state of more gratitude, appreciation, and trusting in your path once again, because that's huge for this Thursday. So I hope this was truly helpful. I'm sending you a ton of love and light. Do take care.